Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was
You're
up
the
to
most
Secretary Hegseth.
obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, actually a terrible reporter. And it's always the same thing with you.
You know, there's a lot of talk right now about Mike Johnson. Every time he's asked a question about something he doesn't want to talk about, he just says, oh, I don't know about that. I haven't been watching the news. I'm too busy to know about all of the breaking news headlines that surround Donald Trump's corruption and his mishandling of the country and the presidency itself. Well, I think he might get that from Donald Trump because he wants it all the ways. Donald Trump wants to be looked at as a vastly knowledgeable. We'll get to that. But just a man who has a stranglehold on reality and the facts and knowledge and expertise about everything. He's the commander in chief. He's a strong man. He's powerful. No one makes decisions without him knowing until there's a scandal. And then it's like, I don't know about that. Oh, yeah, it's hard for me to say. I'm leaving that up to them as he tries to throw people under the bus. And this has been no more stark than related to the illegal, the war crimes, the murder, the premeditated murder of individuals on fishing boats that Donald Trump alleges are drug boats in the ocean. A second strike where non-combatants were clinging to life on a boat, and then they were ordered from Pete Hegseth's orders, kill them all. And then they were summarily executed on the high seas. Well, I got a few clips here. One is he's lying about the release. He said just last week he wants to release. I talked about this. I think the thumbnail was something about white supremacy clown car in the Oval Office. That particular video shows this clip where he agrees, yeah, we'll release it. It was in that meeting. We will release the tapes. And now he's saying, I never said that. That's fake news. But the other thing that just broke today is an interview with Politico with Dasha Burns, who is spotty. Sometimes does a good job, sometimes not. I guess that's everybody, right? And she's asking him questions about Europe. And I want to set the stage with this particular clip where he tells Dasha Burns about, literally, he says, I'm supposed to be a very smart person. I have eyes, I have ears, I have knowledge, I have vast knowledge. And it's that vast knowledge that very quickly withers on the vine and falls away when he's asked tough questions about issues that could bring disrepute to him or even indictment and prosecution because of the murder of individuals on the high seas and the war crime, even if we take his account that it's a battle against terrorists. Watch him explain his vast knowledge.
But he thinks the changes that you're making and what you laid out in your vision for Europe is what Moscow wants to see.
I have no vision for Europe. All I want to see is a strong Europe. Look, I have a vision for the United States, America first. It's make America great again. I do explain to Europe because I think, I'm supposed to be a very smart person. I have eyes, I have ears, I have knowledge. I have vast knowledge. I see what's happening. I get reports that you will never see. And I think it's horrible what's happening to Europe. I think it's endangering Europe as we know it. Europe could be a whole different place.
Your impact.
And I think the European people should do something about it.
You heard it here, folks. Vast knowledge. I got a brain. I got the best words. He's just so smart, so brilliant, so genius. Until, again, he's asked questions that put him in a tight spot, like this about the boat strikes.
Have you watched the video?
We're stopping. I watched everything, yeah. I watch everything. I see a lot of things.
And do you believe that that second
pretty,
strike was necessary?
Well, it looked like they were trying to turn back over the boat, but I don't get involved in that. That's up to them.
I don't get involved in that. That's up to them. Says the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the United States of America. A man who acts like he's got his finger on every single button within the administration. Until there's scandal, and he wants to throw somebody under the bus. And this is all predicated on this ongoing controversy, this ongoing questioning of the administration about the murder, the premeditated murder of people who were provided no due process. We only have the word of Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, and we know how fucking good that is how good their word is. That is to say, not good, right? So here is Donald Trump explaining that he doesn't have any problem releasing the video to show to the American people so we can make up our own mind about whether it was a war crime, about whether it was murder. He said, no problem. This was last week.
I've never heard of it. Very good. We never heard of it. That's pretty good.
Mr. President, you released video of that first boat strike on September 2nd, but not the second video. Will you release video of that strike so that the American people can see for themselves what happened?
I don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we'd certainly release. No problem. You know, we stopped every boat we knock out. We save 25,000 American lives.
That's right.
And
I don't know what they have, but we'd certainly release. That's what he said last week. Asked again yesterday by Rachel Scott, apparently the same reporter who does good work, by the way. He says, I didn't say that. I never said that. Oh, this is ABC fake news. I never said that. That's totally fake news. This should be a window in, even for MAGA people, that when Donald Trump denies something or calls something fake news, he's a liar. You just witnessed him say, yes, I don't know what's on him, but we'd release him. And then when asked about him saying that, he says, I never said that. That's a lie.
Mr. President, you said that you would have Mr. President, you said you would have no problem with releasing the full video of that strike on September 2nd off the coast of Venezuela. Secretary Hegseth now says.
You said that. I didn't say that. This is ABC fake news.
You said that you would have no problem releasing the full bit. Okay, well, Secretary Hegseth.
No, whatever Hegseth wants to do is okay with me.
He now says it's under review. Are you ordering the secretary to release that full video?
Whatever he decides is okay with me. So every boat we knock out of the water, every boat, we save 25,000 American lives. That was a boat loaded up with drugs. I saw the video. They were trying to turn the boat back to where it could float. And we didn't want to see that because that boat was loaded up with drugs just like everything else. But every boat we shoot down, and I don't know if you know, we're 92 or 94% down in drugs coming in by the sea. And we're trying to find who are the 6%. Because I don't know, people aren't liking to drive boats right now loaded up with drugs. But every single, think of that, every single boat we shoot out, on average, we save 25,000 American lives. Do you feel okay about that, Court?
Keep us safe.
Okay, I know my man. What about you? Are you okay with that?
Totally fine with
Are
that.
you committed to releasing the full video?
One, he's asking farmers, ostensibly, people who are not cabinet members or have the requisite understanding of the intelligence necessary to make decisions about, is that okay with you if we murder people on the high seas? Is that okay with you? Oh, my men. Oh, how about my ladies? But he's a liar, as evidenced by what we just witnessed. And the clip continues, by the way. We'll back it up and then start it again so you can know exactly where we are in the clip. But Rachel Scott then begins to press him on the release of the tape. And he instead, because he's given his answer, his nonsense lie, that wasn't good enough for an actual reporter who wants an answer to the question, he starts attacking her, calling her obnoxious. It's always a woman who he attacks like this. And he gets extra juice out of attacking black women. Watch this.
Are you committed to releasing the full video?
Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was
You're
up
the
to
most
Secretary Hegseth.
obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, a terrible reporter. And it's always the same thing with you. I told you, whatever Pete Hegseth wants to do is okay with me.
So anybody who's going to try to endeavor to do their job is a terrible reporter, is terrible at their job. If you ask a sycophantic bootlick question about the Fedsurrection, which is something that happened yesterday with one of these new media idiots who are just MAGA cult members, setting Donald, didn't even ask a question, just made a statement, and Donald Trump referenced it as that. Oh, that's not really a question, it's a statement. But thank you for that, thank you for that. That, for him, is a good reporter, is a intrepid seeker of the truth to tee Donald Trump up to give his propaganda. But when you actually ask a hard question that he should be forced to answer because he, after all, is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, a constitutional representative of the people, He attacks the journalist. He attacks the free and fair press, ultimately, by extension, attacking the First Amendment itself. This is what we got, folks. What do you think? I invite you to have a conversation in the comments about this. We can also have you call the voicemail line and leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I appreciate you very much. If you appreciate me, if I am your vibe, if you like the cut of my jib or name a turn of phrase, if I'm your guy and I bring you value, please consider supporting this work. On Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. On YouTube, you can click the join button on my channel or below the video where you're watching it. And for $2 a month on either side, you can support this work and help produce these videos, helping me reach the millions of people that I do every month. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine and take care of one another.